Hello and welcome to the Expertly German Podcast, the Podcast to learn German. Hallo und herzlich willkommen zum Expertly German Podcast, dem Podcast zum Deutschlernen. And today's topic is restaurants. Yes, actually, we say restaurants in German, quite French. I have no idea why that is. But what we will discuss today is kind of like all the things that you would say in a restaurant in Germany or in the German language. Before we continue with the episode, just a little reminder, you can find the transcript of the podcast in the show notes below. Also, I just launched a 10-week program that teaches you German. There are two programs available, one for A1 levels and one for A2 to B1 level. And the good thing about this program is that I will send you material, videos, homework, and quizzes throughout the week when you join the program. And then in the weekly group session, we will discuss the topic that I've sent you per email. So this is a great way to learn by yourself and also to learn it with others and with me and practice speaking, but also learning the grammar at your own pace. I think this is really valuable for people who kind of want to immerse themselves more into the German language in various ways. And the program is also priced pretty well. So go to my website, expertlygerman.com, and click on 10-week program. Let's now start with the restaurants. Okay, Luisa, what's the first thing that you would say in a restaurant?
Oh my God, I'm in a restaurant again.
What even is a restaurant?
How long has it been since I've been in a restaurant? And how do I sit down? We need to start with the basics.
We probably just sit nervously there, not knowing what to do.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Time.
So the first thing we would probably say is, Hallo, guten Abend.
Hello, guten Abend.
That's always a safe bet.
Yeah.
And then I go into the restaurant and maybe, well, if I'm a person like you, which I'm not, then I've reserved the table. Everything is mapped out. You already know what you're going to order. And so then you would go into and say what, for example?
Well, because I'm not fluent in German, I will present all of my information so that there's no confusion and no questions back to me. So I would be like, hi, I've got a table for this many people at this time.
Yes. All right. So I would say something like, ich habe einen Tisch unter dem Namen Müller reserviert. The name Müller is kind of like the most common German last name. So if you go into a restaurant, you didn't reserve a table, but you want to pretend that you reserved a table, then Müller would be a great guess. Okay, and then maybe für 3 Personen.
Okay.
Yeah, for 3 people, 7 Uhr.
Yeah. Okay, so put that all together for me.
Yeah, something like, ich habe einen Tisch auf den Namen Müller reserviert 7 Uhr für 3 Personen.
Got it.
Yeah, something like that. All right, but if you're more a person like me that just goes into the restaurant and doesn't prepare anything, you would just say, haben Sie einen Tisch für 2 Personen frei? Oder einen Tisch für 2 Personen, bitte. Yeah, a table for 2, please. Something like that. Yeah. Okay, so then the waiter kind of like says something like, ja, gerne, wir hätten da hinten in der Ecke einen Tisch für 2 Personen frei. And then the waiter or waitress, der Kellner oder die Kellnerin.
Kellner?
So der Kellner is the waiter and die Kellnerin is the waitress. Yeah. And again, das Restaurant is the restaurant. Yeah. I don't know why we say that in French. Okay, and then you want to ask for the menu. And that would be in German. Ich hätte gern die Speisekarte.
Ich hätte gern die Speisekarte.
Ja, hätte.
Hätte.
Ja, ich hätte gern die Speisekarte. So that means like I would like to have. The hätte is Konjunktiv 2, which we use for a couple of things, but for use especially for asking polite questions. Something like ich hätte gern oder hätten Sie die Speisekarte? Ich hätte gern die Speisekarte. I would like to have the menu. And so then what could we say after that in a restaurant?
Well, do you have like different types of menus? Like
usually not. You get like one type of menu. I don't know. In more classy restaurants where I don't really go that often, you would maybe get like a little aperitif or like a starters plate or something like that. But most of the time, you have one menu. So
Okay, so then we're choosing
they
our
could
food.
say, they could say, wollen Sie schon etwas zu trinken? Oder wollen Sie schon etwas trinken? Vielleicht einen Aperitif. Yeah. Would you like to have something to drink? Maybe an aperitif or something, however you say that in English. And so that's what the waiters often do in Germany. So they lead you to your table. They almost immediately give you the menu, and then they ask you, even without you having had the time to look into the menu, do you want to drink already something? And I oftentimes have like a standard drink that I then just choose. I don't know, an apple juice or something like that. But you are totally fine to just say, let me just look into the menu.
And how
Ja.
would you say it?
Können wir uns zunächst das Menü anschauen oder die Speisekarte anschauen?
One more time for me, a little slower.
Ja. Können wir uns zunächst das Menü oder die Speisekarte anschauen? Oder something like, ich möchte erstmal einen Blick in die Speisekarte oder in die Getränkekarte werfen. What's the next thing we would say?
Well, I mean, obviously. So I would say like, ich möchte would I say ein Glas Wein, bitte?
Ja, ich möchte ein Glas Wein, bitte.
Yeah.
Because it's das Glas, and so it's just
Do you
ein
say
Glas.
large, small glass of wine, or would you?
No, it's just a glass of wine usually.
Okay.
Yeah. You could say, ich möchte gerne eine Flasche Wein, eine Flasche Rotwein oder eine Flasche Weißwein. Yeah, a bottle.
I'm gonna splash out in this first restaurant back out after Corona. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've asked my glass of wine. They brought that out. I guess we're ordering our meal.
All right. What's the thing you would say?
Well, ich möchte, and then something on the menu like ein Hühnchensalat oder
Ein Salat mit Hühnchenstreifen.
Streifen.
Yeah, like
Strips.
chicken strips. Yeah.
Okay, I'd like some chicken strip salad, please.
Yeah.
What about like gluten-free and vegan, that kind of stuff? Can you give me the vocab for? Isn't vegan vegano?
Haben Sie auch glutenfreie Optionen
Would you say on the menu?
auf der Speisekarte?
Auf der Speise.
Ja.
Okay.
Oder bieten Sie auch, keine Ahnung, ein vegetarisches Menü an? Oder ein veganes Menü. So the first one was vegetarian and the second one is vegan. Ja. Oder ich habe eine Allergie gegen Erdnüsse.
I have a peanut allergy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You could say something like that.
Yeah, I feel like if you've got a preference, that's one that you really need. You probably already know, but you would want to know.
Yeah, it's good if you go to a restaurant and look up first what you kind of what it is you're allergic to and what the German word for that is.
Yeah.
Ja. Viele haben auch eine Allergie gegen Meeresfrüchte. It's like seafood, Meeresfrüchte. Ich bin allergisch gegen Meeresfrüchte.
Would they ever ask you that in a restaurant here? Is that common
No,
practice for restaurants?
No, not that I know. Usually they don't do that, but sometimes they ask, do you have an allergy? Haben Sie eine Allergie? But most of the time, no.
Okay. So say you want a steak.
Ja, ich möchte gerne ein Steak mit Kartoffeln und Salat.
Now, how would I say to you in the restaurant, like, how do you want your steak cooked, right? That's a common response.
Ja. Wie möchten Sie Ihr Steak? How would you like your steak?
Okay.
Ja.
And then?
Und dann wird,
What are my options?
Medium,
Yeah.
gut durch, like that's like cooked through, gut
Okay.
durch.
What about rare?
I think we just say rare, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But you could also say blutig, which is bloody, kind of like blutig.
Blutig.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually not really 100% sure what we.
It's because you don't eat rare.
I don't really rare. I always say medium. Yeah. I don't know if there's another thing that we would say. Probably just blutig. Yeah. Oder rare. Im Restaurant verstehen die es ja meistens.
So you've got your glass of wine, you've got your steak. How would they? Is there anything they would say when they would put it down that you would need to, like guten Appetit? Or
Yeah, guten Appetit. What else?
Well, my panic is when they say something that I'm not expecting. So when they just come to you and they've got two meals and they're obviously going to say something like, is this one yours or who's ordered this? I'm like, well, sentences I can't anticipate.
So so you're not sure who is, okay. Für wen ist das Steak mit den Kartoffeln?
Yeah, okay.
Für wen, for whom is the steak? Für wen ist blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then you say, das ist für mich. That's for me. Das ist für mich.
Nice.
Yeah.
Would you like some sauce? Is
Ah,
that common?
möchten Sie ein no, not really. All the sauce is already on there. You could say maybe ketchup and mayonnaise.
Or
Also
just do you want something else? Do you need anything else? Maybe
ja.
is that something?
Brauchen Sie noch etwas? Benötigen Sie noch etwas? That's something like, do you need something else?
I feel like my job here is just to think of all the things that a waiter or waitress could possibly say in a restaurant.
That's great.
Okay. Great. Okay. And so we're eating our steak with our wine. Waitress comes over or something and says, "How was your meal? Is
Ja.
everything okay?"
Ja. Hat Ihnen das Essen geschmeckt? That's something that we would say. Hat Ihnen das Essen geschmeckt? So, did it taste good to you?
And what's an appropriate response for a restaurant?
Oh, before actually they would say guten Appetit. I don't know if we said that already. Bon appetit. You could also say that if you invite friends and you want to say like enjoy your meal, bon appetit.
Mhm.
You could say something like guten Appetit. Yeah. But the waiter oftentimes, like whilst you're still eating, the waiter comes over and asks you, "Hi, is there something else?" And then benötigen Sie noch etwas? Schmeckt es Ihnen? Fehlt noch etwas? Is something missing? Does it taste good? Something like that. And then after you've eaten, you might want to have dessert.
Yeah,
What is
absolutely.
dessert?
Der
Dessert.
Der Dessert.
Yeah, also very French. Der Dessert. We write it with a T, but we say it without the T.
Okay.
Der Dessert.
Der Dessert.
Yeah.
What about like like if anyone comes anywhere near me, I'm going to be saying like, that was delicious. Like,
Das war lecker.
das war lecker.
Ja, das war super lecker. Oder das Essen schmeckt super lecker.
Das Essen schmeckt super lecker.
Yeah, oder sehr lecker, something like
Sehr
that.
lecker.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you might want to ask the bill, please.
Oh, I know this one. Die Rechnung, bitte.
Ja, die Rechnung, bitte. Exactly.
Can I have the bill? It's just, ich möchte die Rechnung, bitte.
Ja, könnten Sie mir bitte die Rechnung bringen?
One more time.
Könnten Sie mir bitte die Rechnung bringen? Could you please bring me the bill? The könnten is again the conjunctive 2.
Yeah.
So we will do that at some point. Okay, and then the waitress might say, yes, of course, and then she
They
comes
might
back to
say
you.
card or
Cash
or
wollen Sie,
something?
yeah, oftentimes when you go to a restaurant, they kind of expect you to pay in cash, I would say. So you have to explicitly say, I want to pay by card, which I like to pay by card. So dann würde ich sagen, können wir auch mit Karte zahlen? So können wir, usually I say, können wir auch mit Karte bezahlen? Can we pay by card? Oder kann ich auch mit Karte bezahlen? Ja. Können wir auch mit Karte bezahlen?
Got it.
Ja. And then the waitress could say, das macht dann 58,75 Euro. What number is that? 58,75 Euro.
58 euros and something. I wasn't paying attention by the end.
75.
Oh, 75.
Yes, 58 Euro.
75?
58,75 Euro.
Got you.
Awesome. So cool. And is there something else that you
like
you
a
might
tip?
want, ja, das wäre dann das Trinkgeld. The tip is das Trinkgeld.
Trinkgeld?
Yeah, it's the drink money.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. I have no idea what
I've
you
never
say
heard
that.
that before. Trinkgeld.
Yeah.
But you would never probably say that, like, can I tip you? You would just leave a tip.
Yeah, you just the
What's the standard practice here? Would you know that? Like
something like
10%
der Rest ist Trinkgeld. For example,
the rest, yeah, the
for example,
change.
earlier today I went to buy a döner, and so I was kind of like just leaving. I was giving more, so I don't know. The döner was something like, I don't know, €4, and I had €10, and then said make it 5. 5 ist okay. That's what I said.
Okay.
If you want to say, but it's pretty obvious, you could say, der Rest ist Trinkgeld.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so this is pretty much maybe alcohol-free beverage, alkoholfreies Bier. I like to drink that from time to time. So alkoholfreies Bier. Haben Sie auch ein alkoholfreies Bier? Do you also have an alcohol-free beer? Haben Sie auch ein alkoholfreies Bier? Maybe you want to drink that after you like had your meal. The meal, by the way, is die Mahlzeit.
Die Mahlzeit?
Ja, die Mahlzeit.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's like the meal time.
Huh.
Die Mahlzeit.
And then my last question, because I always have this problem when I leave a supermarket as well, is just saying like "have a good evening" or something like that, or like leaving, and I always forget to use "z" instead of "do" or whatever. So, how would you kind of say goodbye? I suppose.
Äh, Something like Auf Wiedersehen.
Okay.
See you again. Auf
Thanks.
Wiedersehen.
It-
Vielen Dank für die nette Bedienung.
for a kind evening, is that?
Bedienung is service in this case for your kind service. Ja, vielen Dank für die nette Bedienung. Ich wünsche Ihnen noch einen schönen Abend. Vielen Dank für die nette Bedienung. Ich wünsche Ihnen noch einen schönen Abend. That's kind of like how I then maybe in the politest way possible would then say kind of like thank you for the nice service and have a great evening.
What's like the most casual way possible?
With just auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Okay.
the food was delicious. That's oftentimes what I say. If it was delicious, then I say, das Essen war lecker. Vielen herzlichen Dank. I don't know.
Yeah, okay,
Auf
so I'm
Wiedersehen.
English, so I always say it's delicious. Even if it's not delicious, I'm going to
Yes.
tell them.
That's
thanks.
actually, yeah, yeah. That's actually something that people do here. If the food is really not good, they do say that. But like, obviously, the best way to do that is to not say it in an annoyed way. But I would say if you don't tell them that the food is not good, they will lose customers and then they will lose a lot of money. So
I
better tell
completely
them.
agree with you. I could never actually ever do it.
All right, guys, I hope you learned a couple of vocabulary, a couple of sentences about what to say in a restaurant. Obviously, download the PDF. I will put the sentences in there as well. Cheers, guys, and bis bald.